Hi, I'm Logan Skousen,
And I'm Ben Doggett.
and we're here to talk to you about apprenticing.
So let's get into it.
So, imagine you grew up in a time when there was no school, there was no internet, no electricity, and only a select few were literate. Imagine you are a youth living in a medieval village, and your dream is to one day become the town blacksmith. You have no experience in making swords. You lack knowledge of what techniques are required to build strong and sturdy armor. Because you are a peasant, you don't know how to read and likely will never learn. To fulfill your dream, you must become a blacksmith's apprentice. You will not spend years trying to understand algebra. You will waste no time memorizing the poetic vocabulary of the soothsayers. You will instead spend your years asking, working, observing, and learning how to be a blacksmith. Throughout history, apprenticeships have been a staple of learning. A great example of this is found even in last names today. Oftentimes, children would apprentice their parents in their crafts, and thus names such as Smith, Carpenter, Mason, Smithson, Cook came about. If you have SON on the last part of your last name, you likely have an ancestor who worked in the craft described by the first part of your last name. When participating in an apprenticeship, you get real on-the-job experience in the field. This learning takes place through primarily observing a superior, asking questions, and learning through mistakes. Becoming an apprentice requires finding a mentor willing to take you on. In today's work field, generally an apprenticeship requires a completed high school diploma or a general education diploma. Completing an apprenticeship allows you to be in the job of your dreams starting on day one.
Well, now that we have a basic understanding of apprenticing and what it is, we're going to go ahead now and look at the benefits, the pros, the effectiveness, along with the advantages that come with this elicitation technique. So the first upside or benefit following this technique is the opportunity for apprentices to work closely with the instructors or individuals who are mentoring them. A definition found in an article titled Two Requirements, Elicitation, a survey of techniques, approaches, and tools, reads in regard to this benefit that, quote, the analyst actually learning and performing the current task under the instruction and supervision of an experienced user. In this technique, the analyst is taught the operations and business processes by observing, asking questions, and physically doing rather than being informed of them, as is the case with protocol analysis. End quote. By working with mentors, they get our next benefit, which is the real life experiences. They get the meat of the experience and see firsthand how things operate in the industry. This then goes hand in hand with quick learning and understanding of the software. What do I mean by these two providing the meat of the experience? Imagine reading and studying how things operate, much like we are doing now in school. This is just the skeleton or overview of how things actually operate, without really knowing through our experiences. Getting the real life experience provides the meat surrounding the skeleton and quickens our learning of how it all works and operates together. This in turn provides opportunities for real projects to be produced. Since the apprentices emerged, they became actively involved in the real life development and creation of projects. An apprentice gets to see how the pieces fall into place and play a part in that process of the business growing. This is an outcome of their work. They get to physically see that. And last, the work they create is inspected, where they receive the opportunity to learn from others and from their mistakes. They also receive the constructive feedback in order to improve. A quote found from an article titled Software Engineering Apprenticeships reads, real products signifying tangible, relevant achievements, and real people signifying collaborative effort. So an apprenticeship programs try to provide opportunities to start practicing the profession under supervision and guidance in an industrial setting. Now, of course, with every upside, there's some downsides. So we're going to look at the costs, cons, and disadvantages. One thing is you typically don't get much of any type of recognition from clients or customers as you're an apprentice. Apprentices also typically receive significantly lower pay than certified professional workers, despite often sharing the same basic projects and tasks. This is prominent in today's world where individuals look for more of a degree in some respects to gauging your knowledge in a particular subject. The next is the time and cost it takes to train and the training that's involved in doing an apprenticeship. It can be cumbersome for the mentor and also a company depending on the amount of skill that needs to be learned and how quickly the apprentice can learn the required skills necessary to accomplish the job. And also last, solely based on experience, sometimes this can be a disadvantage since sometimes apprentices receive only a certificate while others don't receive anything at all. There's this idea in today's culture that some of these certificates don't have much weight other than that you must get a diploma of some type.
So this begs the question, should you do an internship? In a formal sense of an internship, there are many instances in which this would be beneficial. In software engineering, an apprenticeship can set you up for life. If you understand how to code and can prove it, then you can qualify for countless jobs. So if you enjoy learning hands-on, if you feel comfortable asking questions, you want real-life experience, this is definitely for you. Generally speaking, in nearly every job you go to, the first weeks, you will be learning, asking, and understanding how the job works from a superior. So whether you hope to participate in one or not, if you go into the job field, you will likely be placed in an apprenticeship position. Apprenticeships are very hands-on. They're communication-based learning. So the only time that we would recommend not participating in an apprenticeship is if you struggle working with others, if the job you're looking for requires a college degree, and if you lack patience and want recognition. So we did some studies to further benefit our participation in the class project. We spent time talking with real families who needed help with budgeting. Though these were not current stakeholders in this project, this is our client base and our potential future customers. From observing them try to track their family's expenses, we noticed that each family's current methods were lacking several of these important features. From the questions, some of these features included a simple interface, efficient ways to log expenses, helpful visuals, and the ability to budget monthly income. From the questions we asked, both of us drew from our own experiences as well to determine what ways this budgeting app could assist our own family budgeting needs. We had some real life feedback from our app.
So for some of the individuals that we've talked to, they express a need for a better way to log expenses in a better format, which again goes better with the simple interface that we just discussed earlier. Budgeting shouldn't be this hard was one of the ways. So again, going back to efficient ways to log expenses, along with the helpful visuals, which can help move this along a little bit better. And then also with the McGuire family, seeing that they could categorize all of their expenses would be great for them. So these are some of the needs that they found in regards to our project for this semester and using this elicitation techniques. Thank you all for your time and helping us with this presentation, and we hope you have a great day.